Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Dumb versus dumber. Ryan versus Teofimo next. Could be. Ryan Garcia came out and said, looks like he's going to be fighting Teofimo next. You know they had the big event going on with the Ring magazine, and there are a lot of boxers out there. And Turkey Al-Sheikh is there, of course, because he acquired the Ring magazine from Oscar De La Hoya. And you see what happens when you have somebody who really cares and they're willing to put the money up. Big things are going, and that's what's going on out there in the UK. Anyway, Ryan Garcia was being interviewed about what's next for him. Talked about Devin, talked about his current status. And in regards to Devin, he said he has no problem fighting Devin again, but he wants Devin to drop the lawsuit. Now, that's between he and Devin to sort out. And I guess I'll leave that there because I don't know what Devin's going to do. But the bottom line is, Ryan and Devin fighting in 2025. People, I don't think it's going to happen. Because they asked Devin, he said, yeah, fighting Ryan is a fight that needs to happen whenever it happens. It did sound like fighting Ryan is a priority, but when he said whenever it happens, that tells me he's not the number one priority, okay? So anyway, Ryan Garcia, he messed around and said he's fighting Teofimo next. That came out of Ryan Garcia's mouth. Now, when they talked to Teofimo and were asking him, hey, what's the plan? And Teo just immediately, took shots at Subriel and said he's a nobody. And then he went on to say, which I kind of agree, that he feels he should be fighting the big names. There should be guys who bring something to the table. Because whether you like Teofimo or not, I mean, he is a two-time lineal champion, okay? And not everybody has done that. But the thing is this. It's kind of crazy to me that Ryan and Teo, Dumb and Dumber, could be the two that end up getting in the ring facing each other. Now, if you ask Ryan and you ask Teo, right, because a lot of people have been turned off by Ryan and Teofimo. Now, I do see in my comments, you get a concentric few idiots who come in there and try to make everything about race. And they think it's funny for Ryan and Teo to insult people of all races. There are some people who come out here and think it's funny to make fun of people of all races as well. We don't do that on this channel because we love all and hate no one. At the same time, I have a great sense of humor, so if guys want to take shots at each other, it kind of comes with the territory. But there's certain lines you just don't cross. A good example of that is when Bernard Hopkins snatched the flag of Puerto Rico from Tito Trinidad's hand and threw it on the ground. You just don't do that. You can get yourself K-I blank blank ED'd. Right? You fill in the blanks. I'm telling you. But when I watch Ryan and Teo, like Teo, the whole thing about which monkey wants to get the banana, I got a good sense of humor. So I found the humor in it. But then I started thinking about the fact that he was talking about Top Rank, they favor the black fighters and the this and the that. And that was way before he made the comment about whichever monkey wants to get the banana. And I'm like, okay. At some point in time, you got to stop. You should think about what you're saying because words matter. And as a result, Teo just continues to dig himself a hole. He even went at Andre Ward talking about what is black entertainment because Andre Ward has the Art Award now, his own little podcast. But the bottom line is, what are you trying to accomplish? is the question I would have for Teofimo. But I tell you what, if it's to create a buzz, keep his name out there, draw attention to his profile, he's accomplished that. But I still think you got to be careful. Race baiting and gaslighting. There are other ways to go about things. Now, when it comes to Ryan Garcia, there's just too much to process, too much to digest, and too much to just overlook and say, hey, all's forgiven. Again, I have a great sense of humor, but I stopped laughing, stopped smiling, and I started to become very concerned and frustrated with this guy. Because he's a young man. Okay, I'm old enough to be the dude's dad. And I understand how young people can be. I was young once. But man, that rant that he went on turned a lot of people off. So maybe when you look at Ryan Garcia's situation and Teofimo's situation to where they may end up fighting each other, maybe that's a result of both of them burning bridges to where now they got to come together and fuse their bridges to where they can actually make a fight against each other, two big names, and make some money. Because it doesn't really sound like anyone's really chomping at the bit to get in the ring with either one of those guys. Like, they'll do it. But it doesn't seem to be anyone's true motivation. It's like people are conflicted. They're like, look, fighting them, I can make some good money, but at the same time, I'm putting money in their pockets as well, and I don't want these two, Dumb and Dumber, to benefit. But we'll see what happens. But that's the talk. Ryan's not really, he wants to fight Devin, but he's like, yo, drop the lawsuit. For him to say drop the lawsuit, that tells me that they got Ryan Garcia shook. So anyone out there who think Devin is a clown for suing Ryan, look what it's doing to Ryan now. Now, I will say this. I agree with something Ryan Garcia said. He said he has no problem fighting, right? If they can get beyond the legal dispute, right? He has no problem with doing drug testing. And I happen to agree with that. He just doesn't want to do VADA. He'll do, USADA. He'll do anything else. He just doesn't want to do VADA because of Bill Haney, Victor Conti, and VADA. He feels there's a conflict of interest there, and he just says it just seems fishy. I'm not going to lie. If I was Ryan Garcia, I wouldn't want to be part of VADA either because of the relationship that Bill Haney has with Victor Conti and Victor Conti's involvement with VADA as well. I wouldn't feel like I would get a fair shake. I'm just being honest with you. But this is what I said in videos I did before. Bill Haney and Devin and Victor Conti, they messed up because they had the upper hand. All they had to do was shut up. Ryan tested positive. All they had to do was shut up. Once Ryan's test came back positive, there was nothing for Devin to say, nothing for Victor Conti to say, nothing for Bill Haney to say. All the onus was on Ryan Garcia to defend himself and for him to speak. But no, that's not what happened. They started talking, they started saying this, and Victor Conti with VADA, and it started to make you say, whoa, these guys, how are they so kind of woven into the VADA process and all these people they know and connections they know? It creates enough doubt for you to say, maybe there was some foul play. But all I can do is deal with the facts. Ryan tested positive, so it is what it is. That being said, dumb versus dumber. I don't know which one you think is the dumb one, which one you think is dumber than the other. I think they both didn't play their cards right. And I think they both have taken it to the stupid. And I think they both are reaping what they sowed. They earned the position that they're both in. They really did. But let's see what the future holds. Because I do tell you what, if Ryan and Teofimo fought, I think that would be a very interesting fight. The build-up would be weird, but I think Ryan would knock him out. That's just me. And Teofimo can fight. He got speed, everything. But it doesn't matter if I agree with the rant Ryan went on. If I don't agree with the fact that he tested positive for some shit, I will always be real. I've always said Ryan Garcia can fight. He got speed and power. He's always had it. It didn't just show up on the night he fought Devin. He's always had it. It's just unfortunate for him that his test came back positive and that he's continued to act wacky. So it's, if somebody would behave in the manner Ryan Garcia was behaving, I mean, it's pretty easy to suspect that they would indulge in PEDs or whatever else. I mean, he created his own misery. He created the situation. So when Ryan Garcia talks, I'm not so sure I believe anything that guy says. But if he was putting on an act, he did a very good job to make us believe that he was crazy and he just doesn't care. Because now that's what we feel. He's someone who's crazy and just doesn't give a shit. And that's the approach he took to fighting Devin, because he just didn't want to deal with the embarrassment of losing to Devin Haney. So he cheated. Now that's just kind of how I feel. But again, I would have never felt that way. I'll put it to you this way. If Ryan would have been typical Ryan for a fight build-up, talk a little trash, go back and forth with Devin, but not all the extra stuff he was doing, and he gets in the fight goes how it goes, and then he comes and he pops dirty, right? I would kind of be on the fence about Ryan and be like, nah, I don't think, I probably it'd be hard for me to say that Ryan cheated. I'd be like, yeah, the test came in positive, but something's off. But because of how he conducted himself, I'm like, yeah, the test came back positive, and he I believe he took that shit because he just didn't give a damn. He because of his actions, his attitude, his behavior, the choices he made. So those are the consequences now. People don't take you serious. Same thing with Teofimo. He out here doing videos with him out there. Got a small dog, he calling it Tank, and he out there like he peddling for money. And I get it. Some people find it entertaining. Some people find it interesting. I mean, look, he can do what he wants. I personally think it's corny, but look, it doesn't entertain me. I think he's dumb. Anyway, we'll see what happens, because I think that would be a good fight, and I think there'd be some good money there. I just think Ryan Garcia, man, will blast the nose off of Teofimo's face and them big ass ears off his head. I think Ryan Garcia wins by KO. Anyway, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans all 7 continents. Ryan Garcia he shouldn't hold his breath on Devin Haney and his dad dropping that lawsuit. I don't think they should. I think anytime you're in a ring with somebody and they test positive for something, I think you should be able to sue them. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. Boxing's already a dangerous ass sport. And if these guys aren't going to really punish the fighters the way they deserve to be punished, then there should be other avenues fighters can pursue. And I just think this right here is setting a precedence, and I think it's a good precedence. A lot of people don't like it, but I tell you what, these managers who are pissed off, these trainers who are pissed off, these fighters who are pissed off, talking about, Devin should just get in the ring with Ryan and settle it that way. Wait till it hits close to home, and it happens to one of your fighters, or it happens to a fighter themselves. They won't be saying that shit then. Keep cool in the breeze.